Hello, welcome back to Art of Cycling. I'm Greg Leach. Glad to have you along for the next ride. So I'm has decided to start doing a series of works based somewhat loosely on some of my favorite paintings from over time, particularly looking back at the Impressionists, but a lot of different artists. I'm already in trouble with this one. Move her back a little bit. And this idea came about because I've done a few paintings over time where at some point while working on the painting, I realized, oh, that's such and such painting. So I thought, why not do some paintings that start with that, that actually intentionally work from other paintings that I know and have treasured over time. So, and I'm happy to say that next month, actually delivering at the end of this month, in Raleigh, North Carolina, I'll have 2 of these paintings included in the gallery 311 in Raleigh, North Carolina. That the exhibition is called Homage or Homage, depending on how you want to say it. And those paintings include one of my paintings, which you can find on my website, called Pouring Out, which is a look back at Renoir's boating party, and the other is from a series that I created called 2020, an exhibition series and series of work about the year 2020. What a fun one that was, huh? And that was one where I was working on the piece and realized it bared a strong resemblance to a painting I was familiar with, which was not an Impressionist, but actually Andrew Wyeth Christie's World, a very iconic image. So holding in my hand, see if I can let you see this, sorry, is a painting that I've lectured about quite a bit. This is Toulouse-Latrec. It's the Salon de, I don't know what, I could probably read it for you. But I've always loved how he moves your eye through this painting. I don't think I'm going to include this particular here. And this is a brothel image. And I'm not a brothel goer. But I do work in the restaurant industry. And nowadays, it's a little hard to tell the difference. Think of some young women who came in last night. It's kind of windy and I hear some aluminum rattling. I don't know if you do. So that's a loose start to the painting. So I will, in these works, I reinterpret. So I use some of the compositional elements. And in this one, I love the way he drives the eye of the viewer through and the tension of this one leg. Because her foot in the original is right at the edge, I may have to reposition her. As you notice, there was no preliminary sketch. I always like that work that way. I like to make as many discoveries, corrections, and all of that becomes part of the history of the painting. If you watch any of these Faker Fortune shows, and there's a couple others where they actually can look beneath the painting with X-ray technology and see how the artist moved things around. And that's one of the ways to tell if a painting's a fake, is because most of it's, We got to correct as we go. And if you're not discovering problems as you go, and you're not making corrections, you're not doing what I call let the painting make the painting. You know, I kind of refer to getting out of the way and letting the painting just do what it's going to do. So that's my preamble. Again, using oil sticks, the Shiva brand that I particularly like. And we're off to the races on this painting. And this painting, as in all of these cases, are my paintings, but they pay homage to paintings that have influenced me over the years and paintings that I find significant for various reasons. I can't wait to get to Degas' Déjeuner sur la Grasse, which has always been such a bizarre painting. I can't really wonder. Sorry, I digress. So I'm going to switch this over to time lapse. But where I was going was I will contemporize the image. My intention is to set this in the hotel lounge where I work and I bartend, so I kind of see this kind of image on a regular basis. So that is where I'm going to set this. Because, like I said, I'm not a brothel goer. So I hope you'll come along for the ride. I'll do some time lapse. I'll come back and sort of do an evaluation. Don't have a lot of time to paint today. So, of course, today being Friday, I'll have some more time tomorrow and Saturday, which is probably when I'll post this, or will have posted this. So I'll switch over to time lapse now. So naturally, I forgot to hit record when I did the time lapse. So that's why we got this little jump. But this is where we've gotten to. At this point, I kind of set the original that I'm riffing from aside and just go on with working on the piece now. I'm kind of feeling like developing her first and then securing everything around that. And naturally, in the original, this table doesn't exist. It's kind of a weird, because the painting's cut in a diagonal by this figure and this arm and this figure. And this lower corner of the painting has nothing in it. Maybe because I live in a city, I'm used to crowded things. So, and I work at a crowded bar. So I like a fuller picture plane. So that's why I'm adding this. Plus, it refers to you, the audience, or to the people looking at these women, like who do these drinks belong to? So it's another subtle piece of storytelling underneath of the ongoing image. So I'm going to try to remember to hit time lapse this time, and we'll move forward on the piece. Just another thought as I was loading up. So I will hold, like right now, I'm getting ready to work on her legs. The only thing I don't have in my hand is the yellow. So small one is the orange, the red down, lower down, purple, alizarin crimson, and white, and I'll grab the yellow as well as I start to work on that. So I thought I would show you that little piece of how I work as well in a little clearer view. So I'm going to, excuse me, have to leave it here for now. But I thought I'd let you see a little closer what's going on. I've got to do a little research on thigh-high boots. But it's all about directional strokes and color and blending and letting mistakes happen and building layers. It's all part of the process. And that's to say there's no reason to anticipate that this is how the painting will stay. To be willing to keep moving and changing as the painting requires. What I call letting the painting make the painting. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch thus far. I hope you'll continue to subscribe and to check back and watch this painting come to fruition. Have any of you figured out what painting I'm riffing off of, or who the particular artist might be? Let me know. And you can see all of my work at greigleach.com. And be sure to check me out over on Instagram and, all the social medias. Thanks for taking the time to watch.